Stop drinking coffee the moment you wake up. I know that sounds crazy, but if you're doing that, you're sabotaging your energy for the entire day and you don't even know it. Here's what the most driven, highest performing people in the world understand that you probably don't. Energy isn't about willpower or motivation or lucky genetics. It's about 9 specific daily habits that work with your body's natural systems instead of against them. Most people are unknowingly destroying their energy levels with habits they think are helping them. They're fighting their own biology every single day and wondering why they're exhausted by 2 in the afternoon. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 9 habits that elite performers use to maintain consistent energy from morning until night. These aren't supplements or biohacks that require expensive equipment. They're simple practices anyone can implement starting tomorrow, and they work because they align with how your body actually functions. Let me tell you about Jason. He ran a startup and was convinced he just wasn't one of those naturally energetic people. He'd wake up tired, push through his morning with coffee, crash after lunch, survive the afternoon on more caffeine and willpower, and collapse exhausted every evening. He thought this was just his life. Then he discovered these 9 habits and everything changed. Within 2 weeks, he was waking up naturally alert. His afternoon crashes disappeared. He had energy for his family after work instead of being a zombie. His productivity doubled, not because he was working harder, but because he wasn't fighting constant fatigue. He realized he'd been living at maybe 30% of his actual capacity his entire adult life. Here's what most people don't understand about energy. Your body has incredibly sophisticated systems for managing energy production, and these systems run on predictable patterns. When you work with these patterns, you have abundant energy. When you work against them, you're constantly depleted. The problem is that modern life and conventional wisdom teach you to do almost everything wrong. You're told to have coffee first thing, to power through when you're tired, to skip meals to save time, to stay up late to be productive. All of this destroys your natural energy rhythms. Scientists who study human performance and circadian biology have identified exactly what creates sustained energy. It's not about stimulants or pushing harder. It's about supporting your mitochondria, managing your cortisol curve, optimizing your sleep pressure, balancing your blood sugar, and working with your ultradian rhythms. That sounds complicated, but the actual habits are remarkably simple. The 9 practices I'm about to share do all of that optimization automatically without you needing to understand the science. Think about how much of your life is limited by low energy. The workouts you skip because you're too tired. The projects you don't start because you can't focus. The quality time with people you love that gets sacrificed because you're exhausted. The opportunities you miss because you don't have the energy to pursue them. Now imagine having consistent, reliable energy throughout your entire day. Not jittery caffeine energy. Real, sustained vitality that lets you show up fully for everything that matters. The most successful people aren't more disciplined or motivated than you. They just understand how to manage their energy. They know that energy, not time, is the fundamental currency of high performance. You can have all the time in the world, but if you don't have energy, you can't use that time effectively. These 9 habits are how you generate the energy that makes everything else possible. If you want more strategies for optimizing your body and mind for peak performance, hit that subscribe button right now. Every week I break down the science of human optimization into practical habits you can implement immediately. This information could literally change how you experience every single day. Don't miss it. Now let's dive into the 9 daily habits that secretly supercharge your energy levels. Habit number 1. Delay your first caffeine by 90 minutes. This is the habit I mentioned at the beginning, and it's probably the most important one on this list. When you wake up, your body is naturally flooded with cortisol, which creates alertness. This is called your cortisol awakening response, and it's your body's built-in energy boost. When you drink caffeine during this natural spike, you're blocking adenosine receptors and interfering with your body's own wake-up system. You get a temporary boost, but you crash harder later because you've disrupted your natural rhythm. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford, explains that waiting 90 to 120 minutes after waking before having caffeine allows your cortisol to do its job naturally. Then when cortisol starts to dip, caffeine provides a boost exactly when you need it. The result is sustained energy instead of a spike and crash pattern. You actually need less caffeine to feel more alert throughout the day. I started implementing this, and the first few days were hard. I was used to reaching for coffee immediately, but by day 4, something shifted. I was waking up naturally alert without needing caffeine at all. When I did have coffee 90 minutes later, the effect was stronger and longer lasting. My afternoon crashes completely disappeared because I wasn't fighting my body's natural cortisol curve. One timing change. Massive energy difference. Habit number 2. Get sunlight. Within 30 minutes of waking, the single most powerful thing you can do for your energy is get direct sunlight in your eyes within the first 30 minutes of waking. Not through windows. Not with sunglasses. Actual outdoor light hitting your eyes. This does something crucial. It sets your circadian clock, which controls your energy, mood, metabolism, and sleep quality for the entire day. When light hits your eyes in the morning, it triggers cortisol release, suppresses melatonin, and tells every cell in your body that it's time to be awake. This creates a wave of wakefulness that lasts throughout the day and, critically, makes you naturally tired at the right time at night so you sleep better, which means more energy tomorrow. It's a positive cycle that starts with morning light. Research shows that people who get morning sunlight report better mood, higher alertness, and improved sleep quality compared to people who don't. The effect is so powerful that light therapy is now a standard treatment for seasonal depression and circadian rhythm disorders. But you don't need a special lamp. You just need to go outside. Lisa worked from home and would roll out of bed straight to her computer in a dim room. She felt sluggish all morning and wired all night. She started a simple practice: step outside for 10 minutes first thing with her coffee. Within a week, her energy transformed. She felt naturally alert in the morning. She slept better at night. Her mood improved. 10 minutes of outdoor morning light changed her entire energy pattern. Habit number 3. The strategic morning movement ritual. Within 1 hour of waking, do 10 to 15 minutes of movement. Not an intense workout, just movement that increases your heart rate slightly. A brisk walk, some stretching and bodyweight exercises, dancing to music. This activates your sympathetic nervous system, increases blood flow, and signals to your body that it's time for activity. Morning movement does something magical. It increases your baseline dopamine and adrenaline for the entire day. You're not just getting energy from the movement itself. You're setting your neurochemical baseline higher, which means you operate at a higher energy level all day, even when you're sitting at a desk. Research from the University of Georgia found that regular low-intensity exercise is more effective for boosting energy than caffeine. Habit number 4. Protein-rich breakfast. Within 2 hours of waking, your first meal sets your blood sugar pattern for the entire day. When you skip breakfast or eat only carbs and sugar, your blood sugar spikes and crashes, creating an energy roller coaster. When you eat protein and healthy fats, you stabilize blood sugar and provide sustained energy. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Eggs, Greek yogurt, protein shake, whatever works for you. Protein provides amino acids that your body uses to make neurotransmitters like dopamine, which directly affects your energy and focus. It also keeps you full and prevents the mid-morning energy crash that comes from carb-heavy breakfasts. Michael used to grab a muffin and sweetened coffee for breakfast, then wonder why he was starving and exhausted by 10 in the morning. He switched to eggs and avocado. The difference was immediate. His energy was stable all morning. His focus improved. He wasn't constantly thinking about food. One meal change. Complete energy transformation. Habit number 5. The ultradian rhythm work breaks. Your brain doesn't function optimally for 8 straight hours. It operates in 90-minute cycles called ultradian rhythms. For about 90 minutes, you can maintain focused attention. Then you need a break. Fighting this rhythm by trying to power through leads to decreased performance and energy depletion. The most productive people work with these rhythms. They do focused work for 60 to 90 minutes, then take a real break for 10 to 15 minutes. Not scrolling on your phone. An actual break. Walk around. Look at distant objects to rest your eyes. Do some stretches. Let your mind wander. This allows your attention systems to reset, so you can return to focused work with renewed energy. Research from performance psychologist Anders Ericsson shows that elite performers in every field naturally work in these rhythms. They don't try to maintain constant focus all day. They alternate between intense focus and genuine rest. This pattern allows them to maintain high performance without burning out. When you fight your ultradian rhythms and try to focus for hours without breaks, you deplete mental energy and feel exhausted even though you didn't accomplish that much. Habit number 6, the strategic afternoon walk. Between 2 and 4 in the afternoon, your body naturally experiences a dip in energy. This is biological, not a sign of weakness. Fighting it with caffeine and willpower is like fighting gravity. The smarter approach is to work with it. Take a 10 to 20-minute walk outside during this window. The movement increases blood flow and alertness. The sunlight gives you a second hit of circadian reinforcement. The break allows mental recovery. Studies show that a brief afternoon walk improves creativity, mood, and sustained attention for several hours afterward. It's counterintuitive because it feels like you're losing work time, but you actually gain productivity because you return with more energy and focus than if you'd powered through. The most driven people understand this. They protect their afternoon walk because they know it's an energy investment, not a time waste. Habit number 7, the hydration foundation. Dehydration is one of the most common and overlooked causes of fatigue. Even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% loss of body water, significantly impairs cognitive performance, mood, and energy levels. Your blood becomes thicker, making your heart work harder to circulate oxygen. Your brain cells shrink slightly, affecting function. You feel tired and foggy. The solution is simple but requires consistency. Drink water throughout the day. A good baseline is half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 160 pounds, aim for 80 ounces of water. Start your day with 16 ounces. Keep water visible so you remember to drink. Add electrolytes if you exercise or sweat heavily. This single habit can eliminate a huge percentage of unexplained fatigue. Habit number 8, the screen cutoff ritual. Blue light from screens in the evening suppresses melatonin production, which disrupts sleep quality, which destroys tomorrow's energy. The most energy-focused people have a hard cutoff. No screens for 60 to 90 minutes before bed. This allows melatonin to rise naturally, promoting deeper sleep. Instead of scrolling before bed, they read physical books, have conversations, do light stretching, or prepare for tomorrow. This screen-free wind-down dramatically improves sleep quality. Better sleep means you wake up with more energy, creating a positive cycle. Most people sacrifice tomorrow's energy for tonight's entertainment without realizing the trade they're making. Habit number 9, the sleep consistency non-negotiable. This is the foundation everything else builds on. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, including weekends. Your circadian rhythm thrives on consistency. When your sleep schedule varies wildly, you're constantly jet-lagged, which obliterates energy. Research is unambiguous on this. Sleep consistency is more important than sleep duration for energy and performance. 7 hours at consistent times is better than 8 hours at random times. Elite performers treat their sleep schedule as sacred because they understand it's the foundation of sustained energy. Everything else on this list works better when your sleep is consistent. Let me recap these 9 energy supercharging habits. First, delay caffeine 90 minutes to work with your natural cortisol. Second, get sunlight within 30 minutes of waking to set your circadian clock. Third, do strategic morning movement to elevate baseline neurochemicals. Fourth, eat protein-rich breakfast to stabilize blood sugar. Fifth, take breaks aligned with ultradian rhythms to prevent depletion. Sixth, take an afternoon walk during your natural energy dip. Seventh, stay properly hydrated to maintain cognitive function. Eighth, cut screens before bed to protect sleep quality. Ninth, maintain consistent sleep schedule as your foundation. Here's what your life looks like without these habits. You wake up groggy and reach for caffeine immediately. You stay indoors in dim light all morning. You skip breakfast or eat sugar. You try to focus for hours without breaks and wonder why you're exhausted. You fight through the afternoon on willpower. You're mildly dehydrated all day. You scroll on screens until you fall asleep. Your sleep schedule is erratic. You feel tired constantly and think that's just how life is. Here's what your life looks like with these habits. You wake naturally alert. You go outside and feel energized. You eat a meal that fuels you. You work in focused sprints with real recovery. You move during your afternoon dip and return refreshed. You're properly hydrated and thinking clearly. You wind down without screens and sleep deeply. You wake at the same time feeling rested. You have consistent energy from morning to night. You're operating at full capacity instead of 30%. Your challenge is this: Pick 3 of these 9 habits. Commit to them for 2 weeks. Watch what happens to your energy. Drop a comment right now telling me which 3 you're starting with. I want to hear about your transformation. If this video showed you why you've been tired and how to fix it, hit that like button so more people can discover these habits. Subscribe because every week I'm breaking down the science of human performance into strategies you can actually use. You're not lazy. You're not low energy by nature. You've just been fighting your biology instead of working with it. These 9 habits change that. Start tomorrow. Your energized life is waiting,